Menards generally has a terrible selection of tools, and this house brand MasterForce is about the worst of the bunch. Well, it definitely is the worst of the bunch. My brother-in-law had purchased this electric power washer, which I gotta say, it's pretty nice to be able to just plug it in and not have a gas one, but it doesn't work. So I've got the power turned on, and I've got the water turned on. But I got no power. The motor's not starting up. This is what it looks like under the cover. There's a couple of screws underneath here you got to get to right there. And you have to kind of go up from the back. Then there's just 4 on top. All right, let's get our multimeter, pull this cover off and see if there's power there. This may be a clue. These screws that hold this control box on are quite rusted, which tells me that some water got in there. Let's keep going. Well, it's sort of funny. Under the big rotary switch, you just have this rocker switch, which has this thing on the back of it, so that pushes this switch. I'm going to just plug it in and see, make sure that this switch was switching. Well, this is going to be a stupid and short video. Watch this. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think the switch just wasn't switching on. You got to make sure you get the switch into, there's some grooves here. Get them into that, and then, let's see, there. Well, I don't quite know what it is yet, but I know it's going to work. So there's just, I took this off the top. There's just 4 screws. And then this whole thing, just kind of, this, I just pulled this out, but these slot in behind here. And then this whole thing comes out. And then there's just a motor in here attached to this pump. And I can tell you that when I plugged it in again, it worked. So there's nothing wrong with this motor at all. I think it's got to just be a connection here somehow. There's something to do. There's like a pressure switch, I'm sure. So when you push that trigger, that's when it starts. And I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm looking. Here's the pressure switch right here. What might be wrong with it? I don't know. I'm going to take a little closer look at it. All right, well, it works again. I think I'm going to just cobble it back together and try power washing for a while and see if it stops working. I had this upside down in that last shot. Make sure you get it in the right way. There's a red connector that needs to go on the top, so that this red wire is long enough. And then make sure you get these these foamy things. There's some barbed plastic things that stick out here that go into this foam to hold it. This is to keep any water from getting into the motor. There's another one that goes on the back. Well, I've been doing this for more than a half an hour now. No problem. I don't know exactly what the problem was. I took it apart and then it started working. I put it back together and it stayed working. Check your connections. Check your switch. I suspect it had something to do with the pressure switch. I just twirled it around a bunch, tapped on it, put some magic on it, and it seems to have fixed itself. Definitely not burned out, just some connection problems. So there we go. Now go fix yours.